Hello world, back to 80s music twin ranked.
Starting with number 1. Oh, what?
Yeah, we're bubbling under, I guess. No, the next few artists, similar to Alan Parsons Project, will be bands that one of us put in their top 100, but the other did not.
Oh, right, of course, yeah.
So I forget which one. I think it was me that put Whitesnake.
Probably because you had the
I did have
David.
Coverdale Page, yes.
Yes.
So, and we did include those songs because he was in, obviously by himself, along with Whitesnake and Deep Purple, if you didn't know. But no, that is not him singing Smoke on the Water.
Yeah.
He came after, and his two hits.
Their singer was Ian, I didn't see the last name, Ian something.
Yeah, I forget too.
Do they have any? I mean, that's their biggest hit.
That's their biggest
They
hit.
have, I mean, they had singles they released, but I don't know if any of them were big.
Yeah, and David Coverdale, he put 2 out. Well, he had more, but 2 that were actually ranked.
Yeah.
But they were high on the chart.
Yeah, and then he went solo, and his first solo album was called Whitesnake. Not together, right?
Yes.
Just,
and it actually didn't show a white snake.
yeah.
It had a picture of himself. So, in case you, if you want to look it up, what you think Whitesnake is, whatever you're thinking, that is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had an album called Snake Bite. Well, they became Whitesnake after his third album, I think.
Yeah, because they
2
wanted
solo albums.
the first album with that name, with the group. It was David Coverdale and the Whitesnake because he had the name recognition.
Right.
Yeah, but Deep Purple we will not have. I'm sure they did not make the top 10, and I'm sure you knew that. But eventually, he's not a singer. We could make a video strictly with Jimmy Page, because he's been all over the place.
Right.
With Coverdale Page, The Firm, Led Zeppelin. I forget where else he branched off with. Yeah, but he's been everywhere.
All right, so Rubber Plant, just with Rubber Plant, but not actually Led Zeppelin.
Okay, so he does have a tie to Cleveland, which is a city nearby us. Just throw that out there. Do you know what the tie is?
I do not.
Okay,
I'm
so
probably like, oh yeah, I did read that. But
yeah. So obviously his wife was Tawny Katane.
Well, one of them. He has had 3.
Yeah, he's had 3.
Yeah.
But the famous one was Tawny Katane, who died, 3 years ago?
Right.
2021, young, 59. And, or was it 59? Was she younger than that?
I don't know. I don't recall her age. I don't recall her age when she died.
Anyways, yeah. I would consider that young that she died with, but, there's been a lot of actresses like that die way too young. Kelly Preston, Farrah Fork.
Yeah, no, she was famously in the 3 videos of their best known songs.
Yes.
Here I Go Again, It's Still a Night, and Is It Love? But she was also in movies. She was in Tom Hanks' Bachelor Party. She was in a movie called Witchboard, which had a whole bunch of sequels too.
Right. And her co-star was some famous guy on Days of Our Lives. The guy who wore the patch. Yeah. I don't think he had a patch in real life, but yeah, that's his character did. And other than that, I don't know what else she was in, but anyways, after she divorced, so I'm guessing she was like a psycho lady, right? Because after they got divorced, she married Cleveland Indians pitcher Chuck Finley.
Okay.
While he was in Cleveland. I don't know if she ever attended the games, but they divorced after a domestic disturbance where she went to jail. So, I'm just guessing she's not stable. Or was not stable. Anyways. So, David Whitesnake, interestingly, has some names of their band members that are kind of interesting, too. So on the famous album, now he went through a lot of members. Did you read the history? I mean, there was like coming and going all the time. He was the only one tied to all the albums. But Steve Vai, after he left David Lee Roth, joined Whitesnake for the album right after their biggest. Ainsley Dunbar played drums on that the good album, Whitesnake. And later, the Heart drummer, Denny Carmassi, he played drums for Whitesnake. So they've gone through some famous people.
Yeah. Song-wise, I don't know if you knew this. The favorite song, Here I Go Again. It's probably the one I hear the most on the radio.
Oh yeah, oh for sure.
Out of the three, but did you
On regular.
Did you know there's another version out there?
Yes, and I listened
from Saints and Sinners.
I listened to it, and
it starts with a harpsichord.
Yeah, that was not the right kind of keyboards for Here I Go Again.
Of course, if you go to the comments are of all the people who like that song better. That's just the way comments go.
That's once you become big, you then become a sellout.
Yeah.
And because they were not really known in America till that album, right? And then they also redid Fool for Your Lovin' like 9 years. It was put out in 1980. Fool for Your Lovin' was their very first ranked hit in America. And then it was put out 9 years later and they regretted that decision. But it probably does actually sound better, but yeah. But Here I Go Again. That was a good choice to remake. Obviously that's their only #1 hit. Is It Love? So surprisingly came in #2. But Still in the Night was also out there. Good MTV play for that video. And if you remember our decade or top 10 per year, that was one of my top 10s for the year it came out. All right. Anyways, I will tell you this: one of the other unrelated things before our top 10. Whenever Is It Love comes on the radio, because it does occasionally come on, right at the start when it comes in, it sounds like it's possible that Living on a Prayer is about to start.
Yeah.
They both sound alike until you hear
Yeah, you're right.
until you hear do 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 do. Then you know it's Living on a Prayer, not Is It Love. But yeah, so that's what I got. So Coverdale Page, not well received album, but I liked it. I've listened to that song several times all the way through.
Yeah.
Similar to Bad Company, Here Comes Trouble. It's one of those things that I like, but the world apparently didn't.
Who was our number 100? Who was the last artist we did before we did our...
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks, yes.
Yes.
Forgot.
Oh, we haven't... this was the first one after her, right? Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. And all we know for sure about David Coverdale is he likes colors.
He likes what?
Colors.
Colors.
Purple and white.
Oh. Which is the color that's the Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, is that why he's a fan of?
The Big Ten. In the Big Ten, the Minnesota Golden. Oh no, they're Golden Gophers. Never mind.
Okay.
I can't think of the team that this actually.
You're just trying to think.
I know that there's a
who
team.
has purple and
I
white?
know there's
Somebody.
a team out there. I just can't remember who it is. Should have looked first.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all I have on him.
That's all I have to. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to the top 10 because I don't think there was that much out there. Maybe 13 songs I gave you to rank.
All right.
So top 10, here you come. Okay, so like normal, the honorable mentions are me. One for me, none for you.
Good.
And the one I picked for my top 10 is their very last charted hit, and that would be Now You're Gone. Slower song, but I still put it ahead of Take Me for a Little While on Coverdale Page, which is a weird video. Have you seen the videos?
I don't remember it.
There is a video where there's a caterpillar crawling and then it turns into a girl. It was very weird. Anyways, so that's the only honorable mention, Now You're Gone. And number 10 is that song I just mentioned from Coverdale Page, Take Me for a Little While. And obviously, he went back to Whitesnake after this.
Yeah.
But never charted again.
And his last album was a solo album. And you'd think He's Christian. He's into the light.
Oh,
And he also had that same Sisters album, so you don't know.
What do you mean? No, into the light would not be Christian. That's what lots of false religion would say. If you go into the light, that's more like poltergeist. Follow the light. Don't follow that light. Okay, so anyways, number 10 is "Take Me for a Little While." 1993 is when this album came out. Anyways, I had this at 11. I did not put it in my top 10. You had it at 9, so we both agree.
You know, I am surprised though, with as big as that album, with 3 big ranked hits for the White Album. I'm surprised they didn't keep going with big hits.
Yeah, they actually put on the Whitesnake album. They actually put 4 songs that ranked. But you never hear about the 4th one.
But they did have a greatest hits album, so what the heck?
Did they? Okay. Yeah, but they're a British band, and apparently, I mean, Simple Minds. They're simple.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not similar in artistry.
I never get that when they have a great album and then
get these.
Why did you keep going?
They didn't break.
I mean, they did keep going. It's just they didn't get hits.
Yes.
I understand.
It's probably the genre, and it is later.
90s.
Again, later in the decade.
But it's 90s, so
87, and then but it just seems like Coverdale had a lot of turmoil. He had vocal issues at one point, and so yeah. All right. So after Whitesnake, I'll get to what the album was. Yeah, the one "Slip of the Tongue" would have been the album. If you notice, I didn't put any of the album titles on there. A lot of double entendre or flat out. Yeah, that means what he means. So we didn't put him up there. Okay, number 9, coming from one of their earlier ones, "Slide It In." What could that mean? And then the song, "Slow and Easy." So, yeah, I mean, critics obviously didn't care for the titles.
There's one album where he specifically put on, it was an art cover, but it was like, they had to put a brown, put it in a brown paper bag or whatever.
I don't know how you.
They said that he said he did it just to piss off the critics.
How do you sell those albums? So, anyways, on this song, "Slow and Easy," it's not a slow song. It's just it's hard rocking with a slower beat.
Yeah.
Anyways, you have this at 10, and I have it at 9. And if I'm correct, it's the only song from that album that we ranked. And it might be the only ranked song. If we would have taken British ranked songs, they got like 30. But that was in the UK, and we're not the UK. All right, number 8. Coming from Whitesnake, believe it or not, one of their songs is lower on our charts. And that is This Love? And honestly, this should be a Survivor song. That's the thing. That's the thing. Is it love? What are the other songs? Anyways, I love a lot of their song titles.
Is It Love? Is a Survivor song, isn't it? Wasn't the title?
Yeah. Is This Love?
Is This Love? Okay.
Is This Love? Well,
Mr.
Is It Love? Yeah. Too many titles that are similar. Just.
You know what? Whitesnake did have. I saw one of their albums has a song called "Victim of Love." Elton John has one. Eagles have one. I thought I saw somebody else has
Brian Adams.
"Victim of Love."
Into the Fire.
So
"Victim of Love."
Yeah, so that's another title.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, "Is This Love?" I had it at 8. You had it at 7. By the way, on this album, one of their guitarists, I think, was later. He was later. Although I think he went on tour during this one. Vivian Campbell.
Don't know who that is.
I do, and that's because he replaced Steve Clark
Def Leppard.
with Def Leppard, and he's still with them. So when I saw him a few weeks ago, he was there, and he still looks cool. So, anyways, I don't know if he's better than Steve Clark, but he's obviously outlasted him. Okay, number 7, covering from the album "Ready and Willing," not and. Why remove one letter? "And" is not the same as "and," and again, first song for that charted because it was 1980. Both of us put this at 5. It's full for your loving, which means don't trick me. And I watched the video. Did you watch the video?
No.
They actually show, because they showed
I probably did, but I just don't
silhouettes of women like, yeah, I'm gonna get you, and they actually show the car speed up, and she had to run because the car was about to splash a puddle into her.
Alright.
It's like, oh, you're not tricking me again. So that's what that title means, Full for Your Lovin'. Okay, number 6, coming from Slip of the Tongue. Yeah. And that's The Deeper the Love. You have this at 4. I have this at 6. 1990, so the later Whitesnake song. It sounds like it could have been on Whitesnake. It was still sounding pretty good produced.
Yeah, and why didn't it go higher? And why don't we hear it on the radio? That's
Right.
my question.
Again, 1990, the decade turned and people started not to like it. And he was competing, with other groups that looked like them. Warrant.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Poison.
He wasn't in. He was in it for the music. He wasn't in it for the look. So he didn't really
Right.
like.
But he knew he had to
Yeah.
change because he was competing with Bon Jovi
Right.
and all those people that look like that. All right, number 5, the 4th song nobody knows about from Whitesnake. Give Me All Your Love.
Yeah, it was the last song from the album to release.
But one of the best ones, because I put it at 2, and you have it down at 8, so you don't like it quite as much
Barely.
as me. But it's got a good, I think it's a triple beat. Dun, 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 dun. So, yeah, and again, give me all your love. Give it to me! I don't care if you don't want to.
Do you want all the hugs and kisses too?
Right. ZZ Top.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, number 4, coming from Coverdale Page. It's Shake My Tree. I have this at 3. You have it at 6.
I liked it though. I do like
Yes,
it.
it is a good song. No video for this one though, for some reason. But again, Shake My Tree. Is he a tree? Kind of trees he talking about? Peter Gabriel does have a greatest hits album called Shaking My Tree.
Yeah. So if you looked out your back window and somebody was out there shaking a tree, what are you doing to a tree? I'm shaking it.
You know what? There are some fruit trees. Like a coconut tree.
Or you shake it and the
Supposedly
fruit
you shake it and get a coconut to drop to.
Yeah.
Is that the tree he's talking about? I don't know. Anyways, but I like this song again. I had the album. Number 3 from Coverdale Page. It's Pride and Joy. Your number 2. And I put this at 7, probably because it starts out acoustically. And I did not know this until I watched a video that David Coverdale knows how to play the guitar.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Not the same. There's another song, Pride and Joy. It's Stevie Ray Vaughan.
right. Yeah, that one
not-
plays. That one
yeah.
plays.
That one plays on the radio all the time.
And which is funny because the Stevie Ray Vaughan's blues.
Right.
And technically, David Coverdale, his music is supposedly part bluesy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't hear the blues in their music. But I didn't listen to any of their earlier stuff, so maybe I will hear it then.
No, I call them hard rock. At least with the songs. They're with their look and like in Still the Night.
And they toured with groups like Rat, Quiet Riot.
Yeah.
Those bands they went around with. All right. Number 2, coming from Whitesnake. By the way, which album would you buy? Coverdale Page.
The
or
Whitesnake. I would buy the Whitesnake album.
Okay. Now,
Coverdale Page would probably be my number 2.
yeah, I probably had I thought about it, I would have grabbed that one.
But I liked.
I probably thought this would be.
I like the Coverdale Page album. Though.
I assumed this would have been better because Jimmy Page joined him. All right, so number 2, Here I Go Again, 87. We don't want to mix it up with the earlier version. Your number 3, my number 4, and this one is the memeable song. You got these videos where somebody talks about a new virus strain coming around, and then they'll play this song, Here I Go, saying, yeah, trying to trick us again. Anyways, okay, so, and would this have been the song that introduced us to Tawny Container, she was probably in Still of the Night first.
Yeah, she was in all three. I don't know which one.
I think
was
that
here
one
first.
came first, but this was the more popular song, and she's obviously doing her thing on top of
The
cars.
car, yeah.
And that probably is a little bit more what do you call it?
Iconic.
Iconic. There you go. All right, and that leads us to our number one, which you know the song we haven't mentioned from that album, Whitesnake, "Still of the Night."
Right.
Both of us
Which has
put it at
the
number
awesome guitar solo that sounds like
Violins.
cello or something.
Right. Yeah. In the
Yeah,
video, yeah, he does. Does he use the cello
he
stick?
does. He uses the
Yes, it sounds like it comes from a movie, and there is a movie called "Still of the Night" with Roy Scheider.
Yeah.
And
Was that any good movie?
it had
Did-
Meryl Streep in it, so I would say no.
The last Roy Scheider movie I saw the 7 Ups, which has
Supposed to be a good
that
car
good
chase.
car chase. And
Is,
at the
is it
end,
good though?
It was all right. It was hard. The beginning, I was like trying to. You have to follow it. I'm like, what's going on? But it's pretty.
Yeah, I don't think "Still of the Night" was that.
Well, it has that iconic car crash where he goes down and he
Yes.
goes on a truck. It's supposed
I-
to be an homage to Jane Mansfield's death
Oh, is it? That was it?
because
Okay.
she's decapitated. So.
I gotcha. Okay, but no, I don't remember about "Still of the Night."
Okay.
It's probably more of a mystery than an action movie. So,
Right.
and I don't like most Meryl Streep movies. As a matter of fact, I only think there's one I like, and that's The River Wild. All right. Anyways, so that's all.
No, Death Becomes Her.
You like Death Becomes?
I like
I
it's,
didn't
it's-
care for that.
It's okay.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, but "Still of the Night" would be our number one. That should be your number one too.
Yes.
And that means we're capping off the end of the '80s and going back to the beginning of the '80s with our
Right.
next artist.
Who's also, I can't call it a color of hair. Right?
And interesting, I used to think that was her name,
Right.
and it's not. It's the name of the band.
She's got 2
so-
first names.
Yes. So, sure, you should know who it is. We're not going to reveal it, but you should be able to guess who that artist is. Beginning of the '80s, and actually they started in the '70s. She's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's still alive. There's a hint. So, all right. See you next time.
Bye.